We're back in the shop with the AX24. We got this RampCrab link set. Let's make this thing a little bit longer. Hey, Corey here, Canadian RC guy. Welcome back to the channel, or welcome to the channel if it's your first time. We haven't said it in a little while, but we'd like to thank all the new subscribers for coming along. We're doing our best, so hopefully you're enjoying the videos. We got lots coming up, so make sure you ring that bell if you're not already a subscriber, because we got a whole bunch. So this week here, we're working back on our Axial AX24. We've been doing some upgrades to this thing. And the next big upgrade we're going to do, we've got this link set from RampCrab. It's going to extend it for us. It's 6 millimeters in the front and 18 millimeters in the back. Gives us a whole bunch of other stuff in this bag, so you know what? You guys should probably come in here. We'll get this bag open, and we'll see what all we got. So we got the package all ripped open. And of course, as usual, they always give you a great little set of stickers you can put on your rig if you want. Looks like here we got a set of brackets that are going to go onto the side of our rig here. It's going to give us a whole bunch of different spots to relocate our shocks and whatnot. So that should be great and helpful. Here's all your hardware, and it gives you your drive shaft extensions, because you're definitely going to need those if we're going to stretch this thing out. And it looks like we also get a new set of magnetic body mounts. That's going to be great, because these body mounts aren't that good, I'm not going to lie. Hopefully these ones are going to be a lot better. And then, of course, it comes with your full link set for the front and the rear. That should give us a nice big stretch out. Like I said, it's 6 millimeters in the front and then 18 millimeters in the back. So that should really give us a good amount of stretch out. Probably still going to have to do something about lowering it down with our springs and things like that, shocks, but this should definitely help. So the first thing we're going to do is just get this body ripped off, get these tires and stuff yanked out of the way. We'll bring you back and show you what's going on next. So now that your body and tires are off and out of the way, the next thing we're going to go ahead and do is get the shocks off. And pretty simple, if you don't already know how to do it, there's just a screw here at the top, and then one down here in the bottom, and we'll get these shocks out of the way. So now that you have your shocks pulled out of the way, you can flip it over. The next thing we're going to do is our drive shafts, and there's one here at the front, and if you spin it around, there'll be one at the back. Same thing here at the back drive shaft. So we'll get the drive shaft out of the way next. So now drive shafts are out of the way. We've got everything set aside here. This is just something we do. Maybe a little tip for you guys. If you're ever uncertain on, what tires you had on the front, what tires you had on the back, where your drive shafts front goes, what one went to the rear, all sorts of different things. You could do the same thing if you wanted to make sure you kept the front shocks on the front and the rear shocks on the rear. That kind of thing. Just keep everything in a nice pile, front to rear, and hopefully that'll help you out when you're putting things back together on what went where. So now, the next thing we're going to have to do is take off these two side plates. And when you're doing that, just so that you know, these arms are going to come off. So we'll do that first, but in order to get to these ones in behind here, obviously we've got to get these off. So let's get that done. So now that you got your sides off there, just let them dangle. We'll give you access to the screws that you need to be able to get one here, and then there's one back here obviously on both sides. That's going to let you get this inside arm swung down just like these arms. So we'll go ahead and get that done. We'll probably get those arms taken off, at least in the front, and that way we can show you the difference, how the extension, and then we'll go ahead and do the rear. So once you get your arms taken off and set to the side, this is what you're going to end up with. You're just going to have the dangling front axle. And just remember, when you are taking off the factory, if you're going to reuse the factory hardware, when you're taking off these screws here, they do have a little, hopefully you can see that there, they got a little plastic nut on the back, so make sure you don't lose that. You'll need it. So here's the factory stuff we took off. And we'll show you the length of the difference here. So there's our factory plastic one. Oh, get it leaned up so you can see, obviously. So there's our factory plastic one for the inside. You can see there's quite a good difference there. And then as well for the rears, get that out of the way. You can see the rear one there. And then there is quite a bit of difference there as well. And obviously having the step up there is going to help us crawl a lot better. Not going to let us get stuck on some of that low-hanging fruit on the ground that we got there. So now we're just going to be doing everything in reverse. We're going to start with, our long ones. We can screw them onto the front here, just like we took them off. And then our inside little ones, same thing. We're just going to get them screwed onto here. And then we'll be able to hook it back up to the inside of the frame. So now that you've got your links back on, we're just going to go once again in reverse from what we were doing. Take your small links here. And hopefully you can see right on this, get this out of the way here. You can see on the side here, you got your 2 holes. You'll be able to go whichever one you want. We're going to go the front one here. That's going to give us a little bit more extension. And instead of using the hardware that came with it with that little plastic nut, we're going to use the hardware that came in the bag. And then for your bottom link as well, sorry, get our piece out of the way. Then for your bottom link, remember, just goes into one of your 4 slots here. And you're able to screw your hardware right in. So we'll get that done. We'll bring you back and we'll show you what the front looks like. Then we'll move on to the back. So there we have it. Front links are all done and on. Nice and easy. And just remember, pretty simple. 1 screw goes here, and 1's here, then 1 there, and 1 there. Same as you took it off in the, just reverse of how you took it off. We're going to leave the drive shaft for now. We're going to go ahead. We'll get these rear links all changed up. And then we'll bring you back and show you how to get these drive shaft extensions put on. Alright, so we got all the 4 link bars in and everything. All nice and tightened up, and it looks pretty good, I'd have to say. And don't forget, silly me, when I did the front ones, I realized when I did the back, when you put these links on, you're going to have to run the screw through your side plate there, so make sure you put your side plate back on as well. So the next thing we're going to do is our drive shafts. And they come with these extenders, 1 for the front and 2 for the back here. So these ones are separate. Hopefully you can see here. They do come apart, so you have to make sure you put a screw in there to lock them together. And then it's a pretty simple process. They just, you'll see here on the bottom, it's got the little moon shape and a little moon shape on the bottom here. Just gonna be able to attach these together. And then once again, put another screw right through there. And don't forget to, when you're putting your drive shafts back together, if they come apart, make sure you phase them. Make sure, screw hole here. And same thing on the back, you've got your little dot and your little dot there where the screw would come through. That way your drive shafts are in phase. So we're going to go ahead, get this stuff put together. Then we'll bring you back and we'll show you the little plates where they're going to go on for our new shocks. So we got the drive shafts all in. Nice easy installation. Back to where we were. Extensions in the back and 1 extension in the front. Pretty simple job. So the next thing we're going to do are these little mount brackets. We got these ones are for the rear. And then we got this style here for the front. And all you're going to hopefully be able to see here. So you're going to have these 2 screws. Oh, it fell right over here. So you have these 2 screws. So this is where your shock used to go. And then this is just a screw that goes in to hold this little plastic plate in. Same thing on the front. That's where your shock used to go. And then as well, the little screw there for that plate. So you're going to be able to take those 2 screws out. And you're going to be able to take this plate and place it right in there. That gives you a few different settings, higher, lower. That way you can kind of play around with your shock settings and get a little bit more articulation. Maybe you'll like your shocks higher, lower. It's all up to you. So it's going to be a pretty simple installation. So we're going to go ahead. We'll get one side done and we'll bring you back and show you what it looks like. So there we go. We did both sides, I guess, instead of just the one side. But pretty simple, like I said. Just going to be able to take that screw out and use it for the bottom one. And then stick one in, and it's going to go right through. Pretty simple. The next thing we're going to do is get our shocks back on. And now that it's extended, you're going to be using this hole at the back and this little hole at the front. And you're just going to be going right back to your axles where they came off. Nice and easy. So we'll get that done. We'll bring it back. And the last step is getting on those new magnetic body mounts. So there we go. We got the shocks all back in place. Once again, nice, easy job. I'm sure if you really wanted to, you could probably use these holes as well for different shock placements, that kind of thing. So we may end up trying that in the future. See about stretching these shocks out and see how that helps. But for now, we're just going to go ahead and get these body mounts on. So you have one here for the front. Nice and easy. Comes with magnets already attached to it, obviously. Then there's one here for the rear. Still going to allow it to swivel. Magnets are on top, of course. Has this piece as well. I'm not 100% sure what it does. Or what it's for, I should say. It says top rear. I don't understand what it's for. Maybe we'll have to do a little bit of investigation. But for now, it's a pretty simple job. There's a couple of screws right down in, hopefully you can see them here. A couple of screws right there on either side. One on either side for the rear mount. And then up front, there's one here on either side for the mount. So we'll get those off, get these two mounts in. Then we'll decide if we need this piece or not. So we were a little bit wrong with our body mounts. You end up taking the screws off from the inside here. Oh, I'm stuck to my magnets. There's two on the inside, and that'll just pull this whole front piece right out. And then same thing on the back. I don't know if you'll see for all the wiring there, but there's two in the back. That'll pull this whole back section out. And for that rear magnet, you just take the one section there. You'll be able to screw it together. That lets it slide on. Gives it those two brackets, just slide them on. Use the hardware, and it just bolts it on right through. So I guess our next step is going to be, we're going to have to take this Velcro off of there. We'll figure out where our body mounts are going to line up. So as you can see, we can kind of set her in her place here. So it looks like, we'll get this set up, slid around here a little bit. We'll be able to just take our pads off that are under there. Hopefully you can see that there. Take the pads, take those off, grab some glue, dab her on the top of these magnets. We'll let her sit for a little bit, then we'll bring you back and show you the final product. I guess we'll have to get those tires on as well. So there we are, all put back together. Nice magnetic body mounts on there. That makes that body on and off super easy now. Just drop her on, she clicks right into place. Pretty simple, I'd have to say. And of course, all the links and stuff, drive shafts, extensions, everything went on beautifully. And now, man, this thing has flex for days. You can see we can literally, before that back tire comes off the ground, our front tire is literally driving on the side. This thing should crawl amazing now. Same thing with the rear. You can see we can literally just about get that tire driving on its side. This thing should do amazing now. So next, we'll get the phone put over on the side there so we can do our vertical and horizontal. See if we can get better than we had last time. And then we'll take her down to the track and give her a run. Alright, so we're back on the board here. And just for a reminder for last time when we replaced the shocks, we kind of went down a little bit. We went down for our vertical, we got 56 degrees. And for our horizontal, we only got 46 degrees. So hopefully we can do a little bit better this time. We'll get ourselves set up here to 0. Let's see what we can get. There's 20, 25, 37, 40. We're gonna have to readjust ourselves here. Give me 1 second. Just can't keep quite going like that. There we go. So we're back. 40, 45, 49, 50. There's 55 right there. 7, 8, 59, 60, 61, 62, and 62, I think, is all we're going to get. And that's way better. That's the best we've got so far. But that's pretty darn good, I'd have to say. And I bet you if we do something with shocks and probably with some limiter straps, we can get a few more degrees, maybe even get closer to 70. Let's see what we can get for our horizontal now. There's 30, 35, there's 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 6, 7. 47 is all we got, but I think we'll try that one more time. I think we could probably do a little bit better. Let's try this again. So there's 25, 30, 35. And there we're at 40, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 48. Nope, but 48 is all we're going to get. So now we're going to take this thing down to the track and see how she crawls. Back down to the track. let's see if we can make ourselves up and around all this stuff. Thinking, you know, definitely the extra weight and stuff like that should help, and really hoping the stretch will help out. Oh, no problem. She walks right up that like a peach. You know, I think if we had a little bit of rear steer, we could probably get right onto our bridge there. No problem. Try this steep section here and see if we can make her up or not. Oh, thinking we still have to do some work with shocks or some shock limiters, because right about there we're gonna go right up and over. I don't think it'll help if we add any rear steer or anything. We can try. Nope. Still can't quite make it up there. Nice and easy. I'm not sure if we'll be able to make it up here or not, or if it's still going to be just too difficult. Oh, we're getting there. Well, look at that. That was a damn good run. Nice and easy. Let's go for a little stroll through the course and see how we can make out here. Oh, getting hung up there. She walks her way through there pretty dang good. Pretty sure if we had our rear steer on, we probably could have made it around the corner. We'd probably bump our way through here though. There we go. I'm sure we can make it up this part nice and easy now. And I'm sure coming back down is just as easy. Nope, can't quite make it, I guess. But I'd have to say that went pretty darn good. RampCrab, this extension kit, amazing job, I'd have to say. Not a sponsored ad or anything, we paid for all this stuff, but it really helped out, a ton of weight. I mean, obviously, look at that flex. We're pretty much sitting on the tire on this side flat. You could see by us crawling through our course, made a huge difference, other than that one spot, which we knew when we were building it, it was almost going to make it impossible. But everything else perfect. It ran great. It climbed. It did exactly what it should do. So I guess next time we should probably start playing with the shocks and the springs on this thing. Maybe we'll take out the front springs, leaving the rear springs, see how it does. Take out all four springs, see how it does. And we've got, of course, we got a set of limiter straps from RampCrab that we're going to try as well. So maybe we'll leave in all four springs. I have no idea. But if you're not already a subscriber, hit that subscribe button down below and ring that bell. That way you're going to get all the new videos coming up on this thing. And we're heading to Florida here pretty soon, so we're going to have a whole bunch of great videos from the beach and a bunch of new cars coming up as well. If you have any comments on what you want to see us do to this thing, let us know. If you want to see other cars on the channel, let us know that too. Because hey, we're going shopping soon. maybe we'll buy something you think we should have. And if you like this video, give us a big thumbs up because it helps us out a lot with the old YouTube algorithm. Thank you so much, and we'll see you again next week.